start feeling a little bit sympathetic for old Lazarus, but he had to die twice. If he's brought back from the dead and back to life, well, he had to die again. Well, maybe that's why the Synoptic Gospel didn't even mention anything about Lazarus, because, well, at the time that Mark, Matthew, and Luke were writing, there's a possibility that old Lazarus was still alive. And the next thing you know, he'd become like some kind of freak show or something, that everybody would want to run over to Bethany and talk to Lazarus. What was it like? You know, anybody here not really want to know what it's like to be on the other side? Does anybody here really, truly, deep down, you know, are you that confident that what God tells us is true, that it's going to be better yet? We've heard that. We've heard that a lot of times. You think it's good here, just wait till you get on the other side. But wouldn't you like to go and talk? Well, I know that's true because there's lots of books. There's several that I've read about somebody that had a near-death experience. Well, here's old Lazarus. He done been dead 4 days, to the point that somebody thinks he's already gone to stinking. His sister, Shirley, don't move that. Y'all move that rock. Come on, Jesus, what are you thinking? He's been dead 4 days. You move that rock. Well, you know, it's going to be bad. They knew. They knew exactly what we know, that there's something about death that stinks. There's something about death that really, truly stinks. Well, it's not necessarily for the one that's dead. What really stinks about death is those that are left behind. And what I've come to learn through the years in my work as pastor is quite often the one who is terminally ill and dying is more concerned about those who are not. How are they going to be? How are they going to make it? You know, that's so forth. Well, maybe I ought to start selling some life insurance. What do you think? What are they going to be doing? You know, how well are you going? And, well, there is something about death that stinks. There really, truly is something about it that stinks. There's that void. There's that way things always were, so forth, and all that. And I can tell you myself, I'm not afraid of death. I'm really not. I've been around it enough to know that I think it's an ultimate peace. I think it's the ultimate peace at a point where there's no other way we can understand it. There's no way, as long as we're alive, that we can understand what that kind of peace really, truly is. But that process of getting there, that process of dying, not everybody just wakes up dead. There's probably a lot of us had that thought. You know, I just want to wake up dead. As a matter of fact, there's something that stinks about death to the point to where we don't even want to talk about it no more. We don't even want to use the word. You listen to the news, you know, they might say, you know, somebody has passed on. We've lost them. You wonder what the kids think? We lost Granny. Well, ain't we out looking for her? Did you ever have that thought? That we live in a death-denying culture now. I try not to give my children too much advice about raising their own children. But one of the things that I did say to my daughter some time back, and it just happened this week, that while those children are real young, she needs to take them. When that opportunity arises that they can go to the funeral home or go to the funeral and so forth, she needs to take them. She needs to begin to share with them that dying is as much a part of life as living itself. And a part of that is tears. Oh my goodness. Go back and read this scripture again and find out that not only is Mary and Martha crying, not only does Jesus cry, and that's the verse that a lot of people like to try to memorize, Jesus wept, you know, so you can remember that one, surely. But if you don't know any other verse in the Bible, that seems to be an important thing for you. But also read in there that the Jews had come. Did you know they had professional friars, professionals who literally, when somebody died, they called for the professional friars to come out, that when you were there, and obviously the Jews don't believe in embalming. So as soon as they can, the person that's dead is placed in its final resting place. It's put in a tomb. It's done away as quick as possible because they didn't believe in embalming and literally putting formaldehyde and taking the blood out and putting formaldehyde in to preserve. Literally, they didn't believe, or don't even today. So the funeral happened very, very quick, and so forth.